Running a successful business from home doesn't have to be as complicated as we sometimes make it out to be. If you're selling physical products, then you can create a Shopify website, list those products on your site and have them sent to your customers. You can also go through third-party platforms such as eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. If, for example, you are a consultant or you offer one-to-one sessions with people, then you can actually do those virtually, either by Zoom or via Skype, and you can get paid customers coming to your website on a consistent basis. But how do you do this effectively to really start driving new customers to your website on a consistent basis? Well, that's what I want to dive into in this video. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from DeyTips.com, and in this video I really want to focus on how you can actually run a successful business from home. It's super important to be able to have the power to kind of create your own schedule, to make your own money, and to know how to kind of generate your own clients without having to rely on any third party, whether that be some sort of agency that refers you clients or even a third-party platform such as Amazon or eBay. They can sometimes have restrictions and they also take a percentage of your money as well. So if you want the autonomy to kind of be able to really understand how to create a successful website and drive leads and sales back to that site, then this is what this video is all about. Now, I want to start off this video with speaking about something that I reference often on this channel, which is understanding your customer. Now, this is super important. You can't get around this, and this is always the first step with whatever you want to do, whatever product or whatever service you want to offer on your website. You want to make sure that you understand the needs, wants, and desires of your potential customer. Who is it that you're trying to target with your product or with your service? What age are they? What do they enjoy? What do they not enjoy? What are their pain points? You want to make sure that you list as many things as possible about your potential customer. And if you don't necessarily know the answers, or you don't necessarily know what category your potential customer will fit into, then think about someone in your inner circle who potentially could benefit from your product. Take a time out to give them a phone call and ask them some questions. Don't sell them your product or your service. They might want your product or your service, but you want to kind of find out what would entice them to buy your product or your service if they weren't one of your friends or a family member. So find out what their pain points are, find out if they've used similar products, what made them buy those products, find out what their experiences were using those products, and use that as information and collateral when marketing your product or service. I will be doing videos in the future on really figuring out who your target customer is and how you can target them effectively online. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you're not already, so you don't miss when those future videos go live. But once you fully identify who your target customer is, you then want to figure out where they spend the majority of their time online. Now, if you're running a business from home, then you really want to make sure that you can master the art of generating new clients without leaving your house. And the best way to do that is via internet marketing. So you want to figure out, where do your potential customers spend the majority of their time on the internet? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Are they on YouTube? If they are on YouTube, then what kind of content do they watch on YouTube? Do they watch entertainment type videos? Do they watch educational type videos? You want to kind of really figure out where your target customer is likely to be, what type of content they are already engaging with online, what type of ads they might already be engaging with online. So for example, if you're someone who consumes video content on YouTube, which you probably are if you're watching this video, and you see advertisements maybe even play before this video, what type of advertisements do you think will get the attention of your potential customer? You really want to be taking this stuff in. You don't want to kind of be glossing over it. It should be in the forefront of your mind with regards to whatever product or service you are selling. Really be conscious about what is getting the attention at the moment of your potential customers and seeing how you can potentially recreate that. Now, once you can identify who your potential customer is and where they spend the majority of their time online, your task now then is to reach them on those platforms, and you can do so using either free content or paid marketing. So let's say, for example, that you have identified that a great number of your ideal customers are using Instagram. Maybe you've even identified a few Instagram pages that your potential customers are more than likely following and engaging with those particular pages. And the people who are following those pages could potentially be customers for you as well. See what they're doing, see what kind of content they're creating, see if you can kind of get any ideas. Obviously you don't want to copy exactly what they're doing, but you want to kind of see what they're doing and see if you can do similar things on Instagram. Likewise, if you notice or identify that your potential customers are probably going to be on LinkedIn, find 3 or 4 companies on LinkedIn who have a great following of the people who you would like following you as well. See what they're doing, see what kind of content they're putting out, seeing how they're putting that content out, how consistently are they putting it out. Is there anything that you can take from that? Is there even anything that you can improve with regards to your content and when you put your content out? Remember, you can actually use social media as a way to kind of produce content for free, to kind of help you to generate a following of people who are hopefully your potential customers, who are more than likely, after they've been following you for a little while, to go and click through to your website and become customers who buy not just once but again and again and again. So if you identify that your potential customers are on a particular platform, then you might want to create content on that platform, and that's called top of the funnel marketing. When you're creating content that literally just pulls your potential customers in because the content that you're creating is resonating with them. Now I want you to kind of keep in mind the fact that I said your content is resonating with them. Too many times I see entrepreneurs making the mistake of creating selfish content. So they're only creating content that's going to benefit themselves, that talks about their company, that talks about their brand, that talks about their products or their services. You really want to, once you've figured out what your target customers want, need, and desire, you want to create content that will appease their wants, needs, and desires. So if you know, for example, that your potential customers, let's say, are job seekers, and you know that there are a great pool of job seekers on LinkedIn, then you're going to create a LinkedIn profile for your business that gives out tips and shares strategies on how to actually get a job. So how to prepare your CV, how to show up in interviews, what to wear for an interview. All of these kinds of things you're going to want to kind of be putting out on LinkedIn to attract the type of audience that are looking for a job. And whatever it is that you're offering as a product or a service, whether it be a recruitment company or maybe it's a training company or something like that, then you can attract your target customers to you. Now, you don't only have to use content. Content is only one way that you can actually attract your target customers to follow you on social media and to kind of be engaged with what your brand is doing. But you can also pay to get in front of your potential customers on social media as well. And I've spoken about paid ads in some of my other videos, and I'll leave links in the description down below to where you can find those videos. But if you want to bypass having to create content and building a following, which can take a little bit of time, you can do paid marketing on these platforms as well. So again, once you identify where your target customers are, maybe on YouTube, maybe specific YouTube channels, you can actually pay to get in front of the people who you want to get in front of. Now, one thing that is really important to remember when you're doing paid marketing is you want to make sure you get your targeting right. So make sure your advert is being seen by the people who are most likely to be interested in the offer that you are offering. So again, make sure that when you're actually picking your platform, make sure it's a platform that resonates with your potential customers. And also when you're targeting, make sure your targeting makes sense and you're only targeting the people who are most likely to want to buy your product. And make sure that your messaging in your advert as well is something that is enticing, something that is going to intrigue, interest, and make people want to click on your advert. So once people click on your advert, make sure you're sending them to a designated landing page where you can hopefully get them to the next stage of the funnel, which is to leave you with their details. Now, Their details can be through just a simple squeeze page, and I've done videos on funnel marketing, and I'll leave those videos in the description down below. So if you're not sure what a squeeze page is, then make sure you go and check that video out. But just as a little brief explanation, when you're running paid advertisement campaigns, not everybody who clicks on your ad and visits your website is going to become a customer the very first time they visit your site. So what you want to try and do is retain their information so that you can remarket to them and bring them back to your site at a later date when they might be more inclined to make a purchase. So there are a number of ways you can do this, and the first and easiest way to do this is by utilizing email marketing. So you can send all of your paid advertisement visitors to a specific web page where they can actually leave their name and email address in return for something free. So let's say, for example, you are a nutritionist and you help people one-to-one to kind of get their dietary plans in order. You might create an advert on Instagram, and maybe people see your advert and they click on it. You can send them to a page where you give them maybe a free diet plan just for entering their name and their email address. And now you've retained their information. You can send them to your website again, and they might buy from you, they might not, but you can always send them back to your website using their name and email address that you have retained. But if you don't retain any of their information and they come to your site after clicking your advertisement link and they don't make a purchase, there's no way of really sending them back to your website. Now, as well as doing email marketing, you can also do pixel retargeting as well, which I speak a lot about on this YouTube channel. Now, not everyone who comes to your website is going to be comfortable with leaving their name and email address on a website that maybe they're just not familiar with yet. So you can actually target people based on pixels. So if you install the Facebook pixel, for example, on your web pages, you can also install the Google Analytics pixel on your web pages as well. So you can track your website visitors and see who has visited your website, and your website will automatically place a pixel on their web browser so that you can actually serve up advertisements to people who have recently visited your website. So you may have seen similar things. For example, when you go to a particular website but you don't make a purchase, you might see an advertisement for what that website was selling when you go onto Facebook, when you go onto YouTube, when you go onto Instagram, because you are being pixel retargeted, because companies understand that it might take multiple touch points before you decide to make a buying decision. So that's something that you really want to keep in mind as well. Make sure you're doing pixel retargeting, particularly if you're running paid advertisement campaigns, and make sure you are retaining the names and email addresses of your website visitors. So for example, you might be having a special discount or a special deal. You've got a list of subscribers that you can email, that you've been accumulating these names and email addresses over time, and you can send them the discount and the offer for your particular business. Also, anything can happen to your social accounts. You can get suspended from Instagram, or you can get hacked on YouTube. Anything can happen, and having your own database, your own email list is a great way to ensure that you kind of have a backup of the names and email addresses of your customers and of your leads that you can always email, and you can always drum up business with if anything untoward was to happen. So you can also export all of the names and email addresses that you have in your autoresponder or whatever email marketing software you're using. So that kind of is your reassurance, your backup, that if anything happens to your email list, you can always still have the names and email addresses of people who have signed up if you're backing up your email list often. Now, I actually use Aweber. I'll leave a link to Aweber in the description down below. That's what I use to help me with my email marketing and my email list. This is the easiest platform by far that I have found, and also it's very robust as well. So it's a software that I highly recommend. I'll leave links to Aweber in the description down below. So if you haven't started your email marketing yet, then make sure you go and sign up for an Aweber account. I've also got a great deal of Aweber tutorials as well, and I'll leave some of them in the description down below so you can kind of take a look at that and make sure you set up your email marketing properly. But I really do hope that this video brought you value and will help you on your journey to running a successful business from the comfort of your home. If this video did provide you with value, then I also have the formula, which I think you will love as well. A copy of it is behind me. I will also leave a link to it somewhere in the description down below. It's completely free. It's going to teach you the basic principles of how to drive traffic and how to convert that traffic into leads to help you to produce sales for your business. So if you haven't got yourself a copy yet, make sure you go and grab yourself a copy of the formula. Again, it's completely free. And if you are a newbie, then that's really going to help you out. But I really do hope that this video helped you out. And if it did, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. If you have any additional questions or comments, then leave them for me in the comment section. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Have a great day, download the formula, and I will see you soon.